Okay, it is Tuesday, April 8th, and I want to start out with this. 2 of my comments on my last video, out of 3. I don't get a lot, I don't care. 2 of my were about, addressing my critiquing Richie from Boston. The problem is, whether a person's left, right, independent, or in the truth or media, they automatically believe what they hear. You know, that, like, look at all these truther channels. They used to spout, they'll recycle it, that a patriot does not blindly follow. Then why do these people blindly follow these channels? They don't just support them in comments, they support them financially. It's all over. Look at all these channels I've mentioned over the years, and I used to cover Richie from Boston. Joe Rogan makes more money, but he doesn't travel. Anyway, he's making a living off this. He's probably the biggest so-called truther out there right now. You got, like, I used to do videos on the Crow House again, that Brian from High Impact Flakes, Carol from Never Lose Truth, what the fuck is name that does the Marfugal channels, John X Army disappeared a few years ago, and Richie, RFB's favorite words, and so on and so forth, all these fuckers, and they're all about the money. That's the only reason they have sales and ads on your sponsors is because what your channel is about. Oh, and anybody, I gotta say that I hate to keep reiterating shit, but if this is the first time watching my video, when I address things from Richie from Boston, it's about every channel that does the same thing, spouts the same shit, and the vast majority of it, 90% plus, 95% plus, never happens. This shit never happens. It's out there to spook people. It's companies trying to make money and get contracts and colleges and universities and, and all that other fucking horse shit. But it's simple, and I'm trying to make my people think that they're stupid, but as I said over and over, look at it this way. Like I said, and even in my last video, anytime something comes out on any form of media that would create mass chaos in this country, not going to happen. Anything that comes out in the media that sounds, oh my God, doom and gloom, even though without the AI, these robots, Richie from Boston, all these channels keep showing, the social credit system. They keep saying we're going to get China's social credit system. Never happened. We're not going to get, we have our social credit system here. We have our regular credit system, which are 2 different things. But anyway, again, the FEMA camps and gun camps, all that shit's meant for distraction, division, to keep the so-called patriots running around. Like I said, we're the government's secret weapon because we're prepping to run and hide and not do jack shit about anything. But if a channel has sales, ads, sponsors, that's the agenda. That's their money-making tool. That's their influencer program. And like I said, it has been a while when this shit started coming out on influencers on mainstream media. Channels were doing shit, talking bad about the influencers, including Richie from Boston and other channels. But they're all influencers. I'm an influencer because I want people to hear me. I want people to see and understand and believe what I'm saying, unless you think I'm fucking wrong, but I'm not wrong. The only thing I've been wrong about that I can recall since I started on YouTube roughly 7 years ago was, I guess it was last year when I thought they were going to re-elect Biden, but that was before his loose brain shit started coming up. But people got to understand, the proof is in the pudding, what we've seen between these presidents, that the agenda, the New World Order agenda is not the same. There's 2 warring faction parties. You got to see that from Trump back to Biden, back to Trump again, back fucking Obama. If they wanted to keep things rolling smoothly, everything was working, like I said, under Biden's last term. Again, people will say, no, it wasn't working. The Republicans were against what the Democrats were doing. Well, arguing with people, putting shit on the news, politicians arguing, people like, not me, but people like Richie from Boston and the Crow House and everybody else bitching and moaning about Biden, protesting, that wasn't doing nothing. That wasn't disrupting the New World Order. So why go to such extreme swings from Trump to Biden back to Trump again? And like I've said, look at what Trump has been doing now, and look at the bigger money, the billionaires and the trillionaires that he has behind him, and the subversive shit they were doing before now. And Now I want now. But anyway, let me get on to the recent. Two fucking major things happened. Yes, two major court cases today. I'll show the screenshots, but let's pause here. Since I don't know, I didn't hear about the second one. Matter of fact, I didn't hear about either one of them till this morning, and they both came out since yesterday. Since I was doing or uploading my last video, and I warned about watching what they're going to do with these district judges. But let's pause here so I could do my infamous screenshots. Yesterday, one of the two big ones, Supreme Court now allows Trump to enforce the Aliens Enemies Act for rapid deportations for now. Of course, that's probably and obviously it should mean permanently. You're not. This is so. Like I said, when this shit started, when the district judge did that shit, and they're trying to do the aliens enemy. It's fights against the federal district courts. I know a lot of people don't want to hear. We don't want to hear about this legal shit in the federal. You have to, because he's overpowering and basically eliminating, even though the judges and the courts will still be there, any power that the district courts have against the higher courts or against the government. Look at the Alien Enemies Act. I brought up in a video, I think 2 videos ago. I couldn't figure out what the big deal was. Why would he want the Alien Enemies Act? Even though he could deport anyway, because unlike what Richie from Boston and others have said, well, Trump wants that because he's going to eventually use it against us Americans. Extreme fucking 100% bullshit, never going to happen. Like all this other shit we've heard over. You got to see the way these people work. But anyway, it just dawned on me. It's like Trump said. Even though in different words, I'm the president, the government shouldn't have to go to district courts to deport people that are here illegally. Which I mean, not actually, I agree with. That's just fucking common sense. And so that's why he declared the cartels and all that shit and the gangs down there as, God damn it, war enemies or whatever the fuck he calls, I don't remember. Foreign enemies or some dumb shit, but that's why he did that. Then try to invoke the alien. I get it, you want to deport people, but the judge did say, let me see here. The judge did say this, the court stressed that going forward they should have an opportunity to have their removal status reviewed, which brings me to this next thing. Let me pause here. This takes us back to when this shit was going on. Trump fires, it was altogether that they've said, and this was from back in March 12th of last month. Hang on, I believe it's 29 judges. Immigration judges. Let's see what it says, despite the backlogs. Let's see what it says here, because this is a biggie. They fired 29, 5 in Texas, calling contradictory to the administration pushes for stricter immigration enforcement. The judges were let go, look at this, despite a backlog of more than 3.7 million cases in the courts, and said the firings it's not going to help. In other words, why are you going to fire immigration judges, especially if you want to deport people? Because you fired 29 judges that they admitted back in March 12th. He fired a bunch of these other senior leaders, the FBI, FEMA, the NSA, that major lady of the code. All these. Matter of fact, he just fired somebody else, some other woman this morning. I didn't pay attention to what it was. Some other higher up military person. And he got rid of the head attorney general or whatever they call it, the JAG officers. I think if I'm getting that right. For Army, Navy, and Air Force or some shit like that. He got rid of all 3 of them. Gets rid of 29 of the judges. Immigration judges. Now he's got the court saying, now he's getting the Supreme Court, which they obviously pre-planned to do, to overrule the district judges. So now you don't need as many judges, because now the court says, well, you got to have them see an immigration judge. The ones that are he got rid of the ones that on paper they knew of were more friendly with the illegals. That's exactly what the fuck happened here. So the ones that are left, what are they for? A rubber stamp. Are they going to rubber stamp all these deportations in 24 hours, 48 hours, 36 hours? Just fucking watch. Sure, they'll let some people stay so they can put it on paper and say we're just not getting rid. He got rid of people that wouldn't rubber stamp his shit. That's all. You can see it by the way these cases are playing out. But let's go on to the next one. Oh, but while I'm there, I'm going to say this again for people that might drive by here. Do I want the vast majority of all these illegals gone? Fuck yeah, should all of them go? No. Okay, you came here illegally. I know people are going to disagree with me on this. You came here illegally, but if you've been here fucking like, maybe they should put a limit on it, 5 years plus, and you don't have a criminal offense, and you're fucking working, and you don't have a fake ID or a fake, if you're legal. If you're completely legal, you've been working, fine. You can say get the fuck out. You can't deport everybody in this country would fucking fall. But, like I said, when this shit started, Trump's, they have, no, this is not, obviously this isn't Trump, they have not, as I said they would not. They're just not going to go round up everybody and send out the military because they can't do it. They know this country would collapse. Can you do it over a maybe more than 1 year, 2, 3, 4 year period, 5 years? I could not see Trump being replaced by anybody because obviously they could let another Democrat in this power struggle because they would try to undo all this shit. So that's anyway. Can they slow roll it and deport 500,000 or 1 million or even 2 million in the course of the next 4 years and shit wouldn't collapse because they give it time to adjust? Yes. But let's pause here. And here's the latest one that just popped up this morning. Now the Supreme Court backs firing the probationary federal employees. And this is an even better... where was it? Oh, I got to pause that here because this is on the news right now. Let's see what this says. Before I unpause it, mother and 3 children arrested by ICE released. Oh, isn't that sweet? See, they got to release some people so they can say they're not deporting everybody. Catholic bishops and refugee aid partnerships with government citing costs. And that bottom one says, Trump spent $45 billion to expand immigration detention. Save money over here and spend. I get it, illegals, they should be gone. How funny? How funny is that? Right when I'm talking about this shit. Let me finish up my video here. What do I got? 7 minutes? Oh, let me pause. I gotta get the right thing. Oh, no, top paragraph and then brief too. The decision didn't address the merits of the arguments. There's not a final word on whether employees will be allowed to keep their jobs. So you're going to say that he can't fire them, but we don't know if they're going to be able to keep. Talk about double-speak bullshit to keep the people confounded, especially all these federal workers. And this is just so insanely pathetic. I mean, can you imagine if you're any of these people? I mean, you got to wonder what the fuck's going on with your life, and you got especially the Republicans hating on you because again, these probationary workers are being used as pawns, and we're all used as pawns, but is there federal workers that don't pull their fucking weight? Of course, there isn't every job, and again, it's just insane to believe that these people aren't being monitored by supervisors and managers. But let's roll on. Okay, I took this picture off my TV screen earlier this morning. China faces additional 34% tariff. Beijing fired back with 34%. Trump threatens another additional 50%. I kept wondering about this tariff war. Look, obviously, the Trump people want money where that money goes in the Department of Treasury. Obviously, they want money, and I know when you see him and the president of China, Xi Jinping, you see them meet, they're all smiles and talking, and people could say that, well, they're just smiling because they're on TV. It didn't dawn on me till this morning that it should have been easy to see. This whole tariff war is fake. And you could, why would they fake it? Look what's going on. Well, what is going on? Trump charges tariffs that go to the government. So in retaliation, China charges tariffs that go to the coffers of their government. They're not losing. Are sales going to slow down on both ends a little bit? Yeah, but they're fucking making bank off of this. And I don't know how much China invests in their people. But here, like I said, they need that money here for Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. Oh, I forgot to mention in my video yesterday, more proof, more evidence that they will not, because people are, the Dem side is fear porning, getting rid of Medicaid and Medicare. Let's see, what would happen if they got rid of Medicaid and Medicare? In all honesty, they get rid of it. Hospitals bankrupt overnight unless they will not allow poor indigent people in there. I don't mean just homeless. I'm talking about poor people that can't pay their medical costs and were previously on Medicaid or Medicare. That would bankrupt hospitals literally unless you put troops around keeping people out, because that's what it would take. So not going to happen. I mean, stop it. Can they reduce it 3-5% or on Medicaid, Medicare, start charging you go from a 50-cent copay to $3 or $30? Of course, but never going to fucking happen. Hospitals are bankrupt unless they turned away people. So not going to happen. More evidence. Pause here. Oh, I saw this morning too. I didn't see this in the article, but now that the Supreme Court says Trump can do those deportations under their Alien Enemies Act, all the hearings must be held in Texas. Well, actually, that's appropriate considering all the years under Biden. Texas was the one letting people come in and shipping them throughout the country to begin with. I mean, come on. Obviously, there was something going on there, like I said before. Oh, and I got to throw this in there. I'm sure that some of the Christian channels are going to make a big deal out of this. Oh, my God, they're playing God. Oh, my God, they're going to resurrect angels. The dire wolf lost history, disappeared 10,000 years ago, howling once again. Scientists revived the dire wolf or something close. You can go read it. Supposedly they find this DNA from 13,000 years ago, and who knows, and they mixed it with other shit and put it in a regular. So, I mean, yeah, they're going to be talking about playing God, and they're going to be resurrecting demons. Or maybe those are even possessed, who knows, but let's roll on. I didn't think about throwing this in when I did my video a few videos ago about, when Richie from Boston went, 800,000 children disappear. Well, nobody ever reports the ones that are found, which is damn near almost all of them. This is from earlier last year, mid-whatever, focus on Pacific, they're focusing on truckers, which as they should, for serial killers. What does it say down here? 850 confirmed homicides along. That's just the bodies can you imagine, the bodies that are never going to be found of people that have been murdered since the alleged Christopher Columbus showed up here. Of course, they're talking about, this one says most are the, prostitutes, but in another article it says they all are. It has about 450 suspects. Realize how many serial killer truckers are out there? And as I've said before, how many of these serial killers might be in those camper vans or even cruise around in RVs, grandpa and grandma? Or 400 to 500 truck drivers could be involved. Fucking insane. See, this one says it's just women, more than 150 women. That's just the missing people they know of that are reported. What about all the runaways that ran away from home and got killed you're never going to see again? That probably goes along the missing, but again, that's like 2% of the number. They like 800,000. Yeah, 800,000 disappear. 800,000. I mean, they won't report truth because again, it's agenda for people's channels and thus their income. But let's pause here. But I'm going to end this here. That's the two things I wanted to get and talk about was the fact that now Trump has won in 2 cases with the districts court, so they're going to get rid of the power of the district courts. Again, this is about Mr. Dictator. This is about Mr. Agenda, and people really need to see it's astonishing. Matter, you could Google it and see all the money and the people behind Trump, and that's just the ones they're telling us and letting us know. I mean, man, how come our beloved channels just don't even talk about the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergers and those dreaded Jews anymore? I mean, I did get that in a comment. It was in a comment in my last video. She said that pretty soon we're going to see more of the Jewish agenda here for camps, and we're going to be rounded up and killed. That ain't going to happen. If they wanted to go make us more like Israel, we'd be seeing that. We're not. What they will keep doing is like Trump's been doing since the day he walked in, heavy on anti-Semitism, light on anti-Christianism. Fucking retarded, but I believe that's here for now.